Well, I think that what Sinn Féin wants to do is to build a permanent peace, and that requires all of those who are involved in armed actions to be involved in a process of demilitarisation. When you say everyone, I have heard John Hume, I have heard Albert Reynolds, I have heard Antónis Dick Spring, and other senior Irish politicians all welcoming to that statement, and I certainly welcome it. I commend the IRA leadership for what I think was a courageous decision. I think it has created an unprecedented opportunity for the British government, and I would appeal to John Major to seize this moment.
But is it permanent?
Well, as far as I can see, when the IRA says that it has called a complete cessation of military operations, that's what it means, a complete cessation of military operations. And I think it's important that the scenario and opportunity and vista opened up by that is utilised by everyone, and urgently utilised by everyone, to move the whole situation almost irreversibly forward.
When do we then see the guns handed in, the Semtex disposed of?
Well, these are not matters for me to be involved in. Sinn Féin doesn't have guns. Sinn Féin doesn't have Semtex. The British have the largest army in the field. The British have the most guns in this situation. The RUC are unacceptable. An armed state police, the loyalists, let me finish, also have guns, and in fact have been given the guns in many cases by the British. So when we talk about demilitarisation, we're talking about moving the gun permanently, completely, from every source. As far as I'm concerned, we have taken an enormous step now by removing the Republican gun from Irish politics.
What thoughts go through your mind today? You've mentioned your sorrow at those who've died, particularly in your community and within the IRA over this 25-year period. But what about the Tim Parrys, the innocents that have died in the street campaigns?
Well, my grief is not only for those who die from the section of the community which I represent. I may, because they were my friends or my relations or my neighbours, and in some cases my comrades, feel a particular personal sense of loss, as anyone would. But because we have that experience of burying our dead, we know what others feel. We know especially what the fathers and mothers and parents of children who have died by plastic bullets here or by IRA bombs in Britain. We know what the families of British soldiers must feel, and we want to put it behind us. Why should anyone else have to die in this country because the British government wants to hold on to some remnant of the empire which exists nowhere else? Why can't the British government do the courageous thing and let's put all the killings behind us?
What can you say to Ian Paisley, who believes passionately in the Union and who manages to secure...
Well, let's sit down and talk about it. Well, let us sit down and talk about it. That's what I say to Mr. Paisley. That's what I say to Mr. Molyneux. Let's sit down and talk about creating a new society in this country.